Bowlers, we have breaking news. We have a ton of bowling balls that have just been discontinued from nearly every single bowling brand. So we're going to go through every single one of those bowling balls that has been discontinued, give you guys some replacements if you want to get something else to take their spot in your bag, and then talk a little bit about what discontinued means. If you guys enjoy these kinds of videos, make sure to drop a subscription. It's the best way to help the channel. Otherwise, make sure to go check out some of our sponsors. We have bowling.com over there, and we have G Fuel down on the bottom, ZVL Bowling for 20% off. But what is a discontinued bowling ball? This means that the factory is not producing that bowling ball anymore. So all the bowling balls on this list have stopped production at their respective plants, the Storm, Brunswick, or Motiv plants. Now, you can still purchase this ball. It will still be available basically everywhere for at least another couple of weeks. The really good ones are going to be sold out within days. The really bad ones are going to be out for a very long time. So you're still going to be able to purchase these bowling balls, but there is a limited quantity available, and then once they're gone forever, and you're gonna have to spend a lot of money on the third market trying to pick up some of these bowling balls. But let's get into it. Let's get right into the meat of this. Also, happy spooky season. We have our little pumpkin down below in the corner. But let's go to our first company. We're starting off with Storm Products. We have two major bowling balls discontinued from Storm. We have the Road Warrior and the Phase AI. Road Warrior, we knew this was going away when the High Road 40 got announced, and they've been pushing the High Road 40 more. We knew that was kind of the end of the lifespan for the Road Warrior. Now we have official confirmation that ball is gone. It did come out last Thanksgiving, almost made it a year. And then also the Phase AI. The Phase AI just hasn't really been loved by many people. There are so many symmetrical pearl balls from the Storm brands right now that it just wasn't really, it probably was the least liked out of the bunch. So the Rockstar Amped is pretty much coming in so that this ball can go away. It did almost make it a year though. Shout out to the Phase AI. I didn't think it'd make it that long. I personally hated mine. Let's go to what we can replace these bowling balls with. So I have a couple of them, unfortunately, or one of them blocked a little bit by the screen. But Road Warrior, High Road 40, and IQ AI. High Road 40 is just a High Road Pearl. That's what the Road Warrior was trying to be. The Road Warrior was a little bit stronger and smoother than the High Road 40, but a lot of potato there. It's really going to be your best replacement. Plus, it's cheap. IQ AI is another really close one. If you want a different ball motion, but you want it still to be a similar strength package as the Road Warrior, those balls are very, very close together. Phase AI, you have a lot of different options. I showed two of them here, but there's a couple others that could go here. I showed the Rockstar Amped, which is like a better version of the Phase AI is what I'm seeing right now. It's a little less quick off the spot and a little less forward rolling. The Rockstar Amped really rolls like a pearl phase that we've wanted for years. So that's really probably the best replacement. If you want an identical shape to the Phase AI, I think the Gremlin is very, very close. The Phase AI really acted like an asymmetrical ball. So it really does what the Gremlin does right now. So if you want a one-to-one replacement, go with the Gremlin. Other options, RST Hyperdrive is in this camp. The Ember is in this camp. The Zen 25 is in this camp. A lot of balls that are close in the Storm lineup. This one, make sure you're sitting down for. We're going to Roto Grip. The GOAT is going away. The Attention Star is getting discontinued. This ball is going to sell out within days. I'd recommend picking this up sooner rather than later. This bowling ball came out in February of 2024, one of the longer running Storm balls on the market right now, and unfortunately, it is finally going away. There's two reasons balls get discontinued. One, they're not selling well enough, or two, they're trying to remove it to make way for something similar. The Attention Star has had a lot of balls get announced around its general area, so it isn't surprising. Everybody thought when the RST Hyperdrive Pearl was coming out that the Attention Star was going to go away. Now we have confirmation that is indeed happening. The two best replacements, in my opinion, on the market are the RST Hyperdrive Pearl and the Identity. Yes, the Identity is still available at a discount right now. It's like $150 to $160 everywhere. That ball did not sell out within hours like some people say. But these are probably going to be the two best replacements for the Star. The Star is arguably the best Storm bowling ball of the last couple of years. So if you want one, I'd recommend just getting another Star before they sell out forever. That one's going to go very, very quickly. Otherwise, you can use these other options if you want to. But this is the biggest news of all these discontinued bowling balls. Let's go on to 900 Global though. This one I thought was discontinued a long time ago, and it's not. Sublime Focus. It came out last September. I can't believe it's still out, in all honesty. I don't know why it is, because you have better bowling balls there. This ball really just stopped getting love within 3 months of release, so just very unfortunate. It was okay. It wasn't anything great, but there's just so many good, symmetrical, smooth bowling balls on the market right now. You have to be really good to be able to stay for a while. These two that I'm going to show as replacements are really, really good. You're not going to see those go for a while. Phase 2 and the Rockstar. Both are incredible. Both are in that same exact vicinity as the Sublime Focus. So if you want one, I'd avoid the Sublime Focus, even though you can get it for like 90 bucks right now. Even before it got discontinued, it was dirt cheap. But otherwise, Phase 2 and Rockstar are just going to be a little bit better, a little bit more versatile than that Sublime Focus. But that is all we have from the Storm brand. So that's our Storm products portion of this. Next up, we're going to Motiv Bowling. We're going to Michigan. We have two bowling balls that have been discontinued from Motiv Bowling. We have the Crimson Jackal and the Pride Liberty. The Pearl Jackal is finally going away. It came out at early 2024. Now, this ball I don't think was selling poorly. I'm guessing that they're just removing it to make way for a brand new Pearl Jackal. Motiv has a trend. Every single year, they release some kind of Jackal bowling ball in January, at the beginning of the year, just like how Brunswick every year releases some kind of Black Widow ball in January every single year. So I assume we're going to have a new Pearl Jackal coming soon, but otherwise, Pride Liberty is going away. This ball hasn't made it long, especially for Motiv standards. Motiv usually has bowling balls on the market much longer than every other brand in bowling. However, this one barely made it a year. The Pride Liberty wasn't really, it was good, but it didn't really make a big splash. The Pride line was never the most beloved thing by fans. But if we look at what we can replace it with, the Crimson Jackal, your best options are going to be an Evoca Stereo, which is just one of the best balls on the market today. It's probably the best Motiv ball on the market today outside of the Venom Shock. So you really can't go wrong with that one. Then Jackal Ghost right next to it. I think a polished Jackal Ghost would be a really good replacement for the Crimson. It'd be a little more usable, a little less quick down lane. So if you want to replace your Crimson, but you don't want to buy another one, maybe you want to polish your Jackal Ghost and just have it do the same thing. Then down for the Pride Liberty. The Pride Liberty is weird. It doesn't really have a good replacement. So Black Venom is a weaker, just overall similar version of the Pride Liberty, just weaker cover, weaker core combo. So if you want a similar ball shape, go with a Black Venom, maybe drill it a little bit stronger. But otherwise, you have to go to a different company. And I honestly recommend the Ion Pro Solid to be a good replacement for that ball. I think those two have a few similarities. Mild asymmetrical, that slightly stronger cover stock. They really seem kind of close. So if you need a Pride Liberty replacement and you're not Motiv specific, try an Ion Pro Solid. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with something like a Black Venom or a really strong Venom Shock. But that is the Motiv side of our discontinued bowling balls. Now we're getting into the multitude of Brunswick bowling balls that have been discontinued. And I have a little rant to go on in just a minute. But let's start with Brunswick Bowling themselves. Two bowling balls being discontinued. We have the Ethos Hybrid and the Ivory Rhino Pro. The Ethos Hybrid came out in October of last year. Ivory Rhino Pro, same exact date. These ones almost made it a year. The Ethos Hybrid, the Ethos line is never really set up for success. It never got a ton of attention from Brunswick. They really pushed their Mesmerize, Vaporize, Hypnotize a little bit harder than this Ethos line. It was good, but it just wasn't revolutionary. So Brunswick tends to get rid of their stuff quicker than every other company. That one's expected. Ivory Rhino Pro, this is the one I have a problem with because Brunswick is pretty much squad wiping their entire weak Pearl arsenal. They're getting rid of all of the good balls in that camp. So there's no good weak bowling balls from Brunswick that are left really. But let's get into what some of these replacements could be. Starting with the Ethos Hybrid. I think the No Doubt Solid is going to be the closest you can get. They're very similar cores, similar-ish cover stocks, it seems like. Unfortunately, we don't know what a Radical cover does compared to a Brunswick cover besides guess and test and just play testing them all. So No Doubt Solid, I think, is a very good replacement. Otherwise, that new Black Widow Tour is also going to be close. It's also a hybrid. It isn't a weaker asymmetrical versus the Ethos Solid, which is a strong symmetrical ball, but I think they have pretty similar motions down lane. Ivory Rhino Pro, Bubblegum Vibe is the only weak and sharp bowling ball that's good that Brunswick has left anymore. So that's your only Brunswick option. Otherwise, I'd recommend jumping ship and going to a different company if you need something weaker. With lane panels getting older, more and more bowlers need this weak category. I don't get why Brunswick is completely wiping this all the time. They didn't have weak and smooth balls for like a year. Now they're getting rid of their weak and sharp bowling balls. So I recommend a High Road 40. Go to Storm. They have a ton of bowling balls in this camp. If you want to go to Motiv, they have a Max Thrill Pearl that can fit here. Little bit unfortunate. Next up, we're going to go to Ebonite Bowling. The real time is kind of finally going away. I think this ball is really good. I had it on my top 5 league bowling balls from Brunswick. Unfortunately, it was a sequel to the Big Time, which was not well liked at all, which is kind of unfortunate. It just wasn't a great ball for most people. Lefties kind of liked it, but otherwise everyone else really hated that Big Time. The Real Time was a shiny solid version of it, which is weird because the Big Time was a dull pearl. So now they made a shiny solid. Unsurprisingly, it gets discontinued within a year. It's super, super cheap. This ball's like 120 bucks right now before it got discontinued. So if you want a good league ball, middle of your bag, this is a pretty good option for you. If you don't want to get another real time, what can you replace it with? Really, I think the best option is the GB5 Pearl. The No Doubt Solid is here. It's a stronger version, stronger package of what the real time is, but I think the GB5 Pearl is the closest one-to-one replacement that we really have for that slot. Again, real time is good. It's cheap. Could be a good option for you. I guarantee you're going to see a billion of them in mystery boxes from various companies in the near future. Let's move on to Hammer Bowling next. 3 bowling balls, very shocking bowling balls on this list. 3D Offset Assault, which is the only ball released in 2025 to get discontinued. That ball barely made it 10 months, which is crazy. I thought that ball was good. A lot of other people really like that ball. It's been on sale for like 2 months though, so it just did not sell well. Hammer Anger is on this list. Again, another weak and sharp bowling ball that Brunswick is just wiping, which is very, very unfortunate, especially because the Anger Solid just came out. And then the New Blue. That one is pretty crazy difference. The New Blue has been out since 2023, the oldest ball on these lists. And it is super, super unique. There's no ball like the New Blue. It had a 900 series from AJ Rice. And unfortunately, its sales must not be good enough, or Brunswick is making some kind of other NU ball. But based on how the Rattler NU did, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Very surprising to see these bowling balls go. Hammer is really knocking out a lot of them to make some room probably for some new stuff coming out. Brunswick also had a lot of stuff on the market. I believe they had 68 or 69 bowling balls on the market before this happened, so it's understandable. But here are some good replacements. 3D Offset Assault. I think the Paragon Shadow is a really good replacement. That's probably the best one that Brunswick has right now in that spot. Kind of between that strong smooth and strong sharp. Still a little bit of kick down lane, but still super strong core. Hypnotize is also right there as well. These 3 bowling balls are very, very similar. You do not need more than one of these 3 bowling balls. So if you don't want another 3D offset, go with one of these guys. They're both really good, actually. The Hypnotize is on sale, too. Hammer Anger, it's in the same boat as the Ivory Rhino. Brunswick is wiping all their weak and sharp bowling balls, so you have a bubblegum vibe to go with. But if you need something stronger, go to Storm, go to Motiv. They have a High Road 40. They have a Max Thrill Pearl. That'll be stronger and a little bit better for you. And then the New Blue, there is no replacement. I think the level is the closest we're going to get, and the level isn't all that close in my opinion. They have similarities, but there's nothing like a New Blue, so I would recommend just trying to find another New Blue if you already have one, just to stash it just in case. I think that one, not a must-have if you have a New Blue right now and you like it, but I think it's pretty close. I think it's gonna take a while for that New Blue to really go out of stock as well, though, so you don't have to worry too much. Let's go on to our next company, and it's Radical, getting rid of the original No Doubt. This ball made it a long time. It almost made it a year, which is a long time for Radical. Usually within 6-7 months, they're just completely cleaning house and replacing a bunch of new stuff. But this one actually made it a while. This was the first super symmetrical ball. Radical put a ton of hype on this thing. I don't think it lived up to its expectations. Radical just hasn't been on the best streak in the last couple of months, unfortunately. Almost last 2 years, really. But they have some new releases, it sounds like, coming soon, so hopefully those reinvigorate the brand. But this No Doubt is going away, which isn't the biggest deal because the No Doubt Solid is literally the same exact thing. Just get a No Doubt Solid if you want a No Doubt. It's a shiny solid versus a pearl. They react so similarly that 99% of people can't really tell a difference. If you want to go with something completely different, the Black Widow Tour V1 is another good option. It's going to be smoother, it's going to be a little rounder, a little better for tournament shots, but it is another really, really good option for you. But with that, those are all of the bowling balls that got discontinued. Apologize if I was going a little bit quick. We had a lot to cover. I had to actually redo this video because I made one for all the Brunswick stuff, and then I found out about the Motiv and the Storm stuff the next day. So this is take number 2 of this video. Hopefully there are no more balls that get discontinued in the next like 24 hours before I can post this. But if you guys have any questions about discontinued bowling balls, about any of the balls getting discontinued, or about any replacements, please let me know down below in the comment section below. All of these bowling balls will be available either at your local pro shop or your online retailer of choice for a little bit longer yet. Bowling.com does have all of these. I checked before this. Crimson Jackal is going to probably be the first one to go, then the Attention Star. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. It's the best way to help out a YouTuber like me. Otherwise, I will see you on the next one.